Welcome back, collectors. Welcome to episode 114 that I'm calling Telecommunications. Why, you ask? Well, let's talk about that. I spent lots of time telemarketing in high school, and I was damn good at it. I have to say, it is not the art that it once was. Yes, I said art, and I meant it, because now people are just annoying. I was slightly less annoying. I understand. We're still stopping you in your tracks to try and get you to buy something. But at least I was stopping in your tracks to try and buy something you're already buying, wanted to buy, or I knew you wanted to buy. Given the global relationship to the earth now, with internet such as it is, which wasn't in play at the time, how is it that computers can call you, figure out that you're home, keep calling you, and not figure out that you don't want to talk to them? You keep getting the machine, it rings constantly, you block the number, it doesn't work. You finally get somebody, and then when you want to talk to a human, you can't get a human. Chances are the human is either not real, AI, from out of the country, there's language barriers, or then you got the whole, para español, marque número dos thing going on. You finally get to maybe a human, but no, let's have the further robot people discuss what it is that you need to know so that you can press more buttons, not get to the right department, and still have to be transferred ultimately by a human anyway. So I feel like there's some serious problems in telecommunication. Websites are still bad, apps are still not great, people are not fantastic about the way that they're actually communicating on cell phones. I mean, it's clear and it's crystal and you can hear them, but they're not marketing correctly. Like, there should be more information now. You should be better at it. I was handed a stack of cold leads in 1990 to say, hey, you want to give me a social security number and I'll get you some insurance? And people did that. Now, granted, there were a lot less theft and such over time, and I guess, criminals have evolved too, which is terrible. But it was just a matter of like a verbal handshake. And they could tell if you were smiling on the phone, and they could tell if you were talking to them, and you had a little conversation, you made them feel good about the situation that you were selling or whatever. When I worked at Trader Publishing, I did that for a long time, and I enjoyed that job. I was getting a hold of people that were trying to sell a car, and if their ad was about to expire, we would offer them a redo, if you will, or another extension for a cheaper price. And I got to know a lot of people I still talk to today just from cold calls and cars and limos and things that I helped sell or helped put on for the ad base. So to me, it was a relationship of salesperson and client. Now, I feel like that's less and less. I've seen it happen with things at school, like the yearbooks and the vendors that we use, and I've seen it happen in the corporate world where there's just less and less people presence and more of this, ridiculousness. AI, I joke that Skynet's going to take over the world and we're going to have, zombies soon because there's going to be robots that eat people and the Matrix is true. That's probably all really happening right now down the road, but I just don't think that you can replace people on any level of any job in any capacity purely. Not that there aren't, robots and laparoscopy things in hospitals that are life-saving and helpful. Not that there aren't dialysis machines and things that, again, are in a life-saving capacity, or programs that have saved engineers from having to work out the math and God forbid you did it wrong. I get it. There's applications that are totally useful on every front, but there's so much that gets mismatched. And then it's almost a joke because it becomes the daily punchline. I mean, my mom was always saying, oh, Mr. Spam called. And I'm like, okay, he's not real. But yeah, every day, spam. And sometimes it even identifies that it is spam or somebody's not real, or wireless caller, or caller unavailable. And I love the voices that come with it. I'm in the Philly area. So instead of Philly, or it'll just say Philadelphia, like you would think, these little robotic people are like, Philadelphia. Philadelphia, and they come out with these crazy little numbers and letters and pronunciations. So I don't know. I just feel like as global as we are, we're so much farther apart, and it's so much worse than it was. I can remember selling TV Guide to people that either wanted it, had it, looked into it, but at least we knew that. It wasn't some rando person that wasn't interested at all or never picked one up or never bought one. Like, we had that information. How could I have that information in 1990? Now they can tell you how many nose hairs you have from a Skycam 40,000 feet in the air, and they don't get it right that somebody would want that phone call. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know if it's the nature of people cocooning and not wanting to talk to anyone, so they went to like Amazon or whatever to sign up for things on their own, or if it's just they're that afraid of people, or they just got so lost with no personal touch of anything that it's shocking when you do get a human. Because I try to demand a human on all fronts. I know I answer my own phone when it comes to my business because I definitely don't want somebody to have to talk to a robot or just leave a message and never hear back. It's not right, and I wouldn't want that. And I think if you're returning phone calls within 24 hours, that's very fair, or emails or whatever it may be. But for as easy as it's become to communicate, we've lost all skills from basic handshakes and eye contact to the courtesy of getting back to people. And, I don't feel like talking to them, so I'm not going to do it. What? You don't get to pick and choose. I mean, yes, it's your client. You're supposed to be making that person happy. I just thought it was an easier world when you had 30 days to decide whether you wanted to cancel or renew. And that was, just the way TV Guide was. Never bought a TV Guide in my life, but boy, did I sell a lot of them. And it was an easier thing to do at that time. It was a happening high school job. I worked for a couple different independent marketing places and sold a lot of different products. And it was fun. It was a little catalog things and eventually, like I said, insurance. So much so that I was even offered the opportunity at 18 to go get my broker's license and start selling insurance for real. I didn't take that path, but I often wonder how that would have worked out given the climate that we're in now. So for all the robots and all the technology and all that we have, and your phone can anticipate your heart rate and where you're going and the weather and everything else, it still doesn't seem to really know you. It knows what you look up, but that doesn't mean that's what you like. You might have to look stuff up because you need to, or, and maybe there's certain things and apps that you like or games that you like and it's truly you. But just because somebody has information doesn't mean that they're equipped with that information. I could be told a sleeve jacket of information on anybody. It doesn't mean that that's truly them. So it just makes me sad to think about it. And I can't stand spam phone calls. I mean, I had about 4 tonight, and I'm like, a lot of times because it will wake mom up, and she's older, so I don't want her to have to hear the 9 o'clock at night phone on something, and it'll be not a person even, and then it beeps or press 1 for this. And if you're not there to answer that call, you can't even connect to whoever is trying to connect to you. So what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. Say hi, demand a human, make sure that you actually have speech and thought and you're talking to people, and be polite, shake hands, make eye contact. Go back to the way things were. It's a lot safer. If you liked what you heard today, check out eclecticcollectionpodcast.com or listen on your preferred platform. I'm Terry Tenaglia. Thanks for listening.